What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zeri from Zeri's Mobile Gaming coming at you tonight to talk to you about the next demon in the Demon for Noob series. But before we get into that, I just want to thank everybody again for hitting the 300 subscriber mark. That is completely awesome. So grateful to everybody out there. Also, if you are not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. Join the XMG family so you're not missing out on stuff coming your way. So without further ado, let's bring you the next demon in the series, Kaira. Alright, Kaira is a clan's demon fighter, ranger, and a bounty hunter. So let's take a look at her stats and see where she's sitting before we get into her moves. Kaira deals physical damage, so that is at 3,065. Her critical chance is at 26.67, which is very high in the game. Her health is at 21,876. Physical armor at an even 30%, magic armor at 38.01%, her shield is at 24,230, speed is at 140, potency is at 36, and tenacity is at 30. So before we jump into her moves, just taking a look at her overall, her health and her shield aren't bad. She is not extremely squishy, but not abundantly tanky either. Her speed is very good, her crit chance is very high to begin with, so she's got a lot of good things going for her. So let's take a look at her move kit and see what we got. Her first ability is Arrow of Chaos. It deals 230% of physical damage to an enemy and a 50% chance to inflict ability block for 2 turns. So Arrow of Chaos, physical damage, and potency we've learned are going to be key for her. Hail of Arrows deals 240% of physical damage to all enemies, 30% chance to daze an enemy for 2 turns when dealing damage. So again, we have physical damage and a percentage to land a debuff, which is potency. Third ability is Go Dark. Gains invisibility and applies it to all allied healers, tacticians, and fighters for 2 turns. Applies counterattack to all allied tanks for 2 turns. Restores 25% of the turn meter to all allies, and if Venomate is on the battlefield, he receives haste for 2 turns. This is her bread and butter move. People are very familiar with Kaira. She is a very free to play friendly character. She can be farmed out of the guild store as soon as you start getting currency at level 20. Most people have seen this ability, and it is vital to her success in this game. And then her passive ability, Sudden Attack. When Kaira is invisible, her attacks deal 30% more damage. If Venomate is in the party, he receives the same buff. So we learned that Venomate and her do have the synergies, and she's dealing more damage, guaranteed 30% more damage when she is invisible. So what we have learned from Kaira is that she needs speed. She's got to get that Go Dark ability up as fast as she possibly can. When it is completely maxed out, it starts off on a 1-turn cooldown. So you want to get her to that second ability as fast as, or second turn as fast as you possibly can. But we've also learned she needs damage and she needs potency. Applying daze is very nice, and with a 50% chance to apply ability block, that is huge as well. So there's a couple different ways you could ruin this character. I would definitely suggest a damage set with a potency set. You could put on damage in a health set. You could put on damage in a tenacity set. That way we're upping her tenacity so she doesn't get ability blocked or stunned or anything like that, so we can get that Go Dark to go off. Or you could put a speed set on with a potency. You could put a speed set on with a tenacity. But I honestly think it's going to be more beneficial to put on a damage and a potency. Looking for damage in the secondaries. Speed is critical in the secondaries. And also critical chance sprinkled in, survivability, and more potency and tenacity as well. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to rune her, and then I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. We have a full rune amulet. I went with the damage and potency. I tried to get as much speed as I could on the secondary stats, as well as more damage, potency, and a little bit of tenacity. So let's take a look at the runes. I have a damage, crit chance, speed, and shield. I went with speed, health, damage, and potency. I went with potency, armor, critical chance, and speed. I went with potency, armor, shield, crit chance. Shield, crit chance, tenacity, armor, and speed. What I wanted to tell you about the southern rune is I spent about a half an hour farming runes, and I could not get one to hit with potency, speed, anything really that I was looking for. This was the best one I could find with an extra % of potency, some critical chance, and a little bit of survivability. So I went with that one, but this one I would like to replace to get some speed on there. And then in this rune I went with potency, damage, armor, damage, and tenacity. Now if this armor was speed, that would be a perfect rune. Again, with this rune I found plenty with speed, but then it just had health and shield. I couldn't get the combination I was looking for with the potency primary. So again, this one I will take the damage. There's damage percent and the damage hit twice. Then there's a % of tenacity on there. So I'll take it for what it is. So let's see what it did to her stats. Alright, looking at her stats, we brought up her physical damage 716, bringing it to 3781. We brought up her critical chance 4%, 4.7% up to 31.4%. We brought up her health only by 128, 22,004. We brought up her physical armor by 2.7 and her magic armor by 3.3. Very happy with that. 32% and 41% respectively. We brought up her shield 3,284, bringing it to 27,514. We brought up her speed 29, bringing it to 169. I will take that. We brought up her potency though 35.41%, bringing it to 71.41%. That is fantastic for the ability blocks and the days that we could lay down. We also brought up her tenacity 2%, bringing it up to 32.09%. So overall, I'm okay with where we're at. I would like more speed on her, but I don't want to sacrifice the damage from her because her damage output, especially with the AoE, can be a lot. She has the Go Dark, so when she's under stealth, she's going to do 30% more damage, but you put her in, you know, a team with a tank like a Tromgar, which you see all the time in Arena, or when I've been testing out demons with Mega Wheel and he's spreading that pain around, it can just be devastating because you can't get to the person you want to get to. So all in all, just extremely frustrating character. So I'm okay with where we're at. Her damage is very good. Her speed isn't terrible. She'll be about the third one to go into the demon team that I have going on. So okay with where she's at. So let's look at Kaira and look at where we're going to sink our scrolls. Okay, first ability here is Arrows of Chaos. It deals 115% physical damage to an enemy at level 2. You take this up to level 3, it gives us a 20% chance to inflict ability block. And as we go, we get more physical damage, more chance on the ability block, etc. all the way up to the 50%. Her second ability, Hail of Arrows, deals 110% of physical damage and a 10% chance to daze an enemy for 2 turns when dealing damage. And again, if you go up, you get more chance to daze, and you get more physical damage. Her Go Dark ability at level 2, she gains the invisibility and applies it to everybody for 2 turns, and applies counterattack to tanks for 2 turns, and if Venomate's on the battlefield, he receives haste for 2 turns. And as we go up, we start restoring turn meter to our allies. And then her passive ability at level 2, when Kaira is invisible, her attacks deal 7% more damage. And as we go up, we get more and more damage increase. So let's take a look at Kaira, brand new. Where are we gonna go? Now, Go Dark is her main move. And at level 2, we're already getting what we want out of that move. But I'm going to invest a couple more scrolls to get that up to level 3, just so we can get a little more out of that move. We'll just get the 5% turn meter, and we're gonna stop right there. Then I'm gonna go to her Hail of Arrows. And again, I'm just gonna take this up to level 3. This is her AoE ability with a 15% chance to inflict daze. I'm okay with that. Then I am going to go to her Arrows of Chaos, and I'm going to take that up to level 3. This is where you get a 20% chance to inflict ability block, and I'm stopping there. Then I'm going to her passive ability, which we get to 7%. I'm going to take this one again to level 3, get that 10% more damage, and stop. Then I'm going back the same order, and I'm putting everything at 6. So Go Dark will already be at 3. I'm going to take that all the way to 6. Her Hail of Arrows will be at 3. I'm taking it all the way to 6. Her basic, I'm taking it all the way to 6. And then her passive, I'm taking it all the way to 6. That is how I would do it. And the reason why is you are reaping the benefits from all the moves in a slow progression. you're still getting her most important move, Go Dark, to feed turn meter and to put everybody under stealth. And then her AoE ability, you get that chance to daze on there. Then her basic, you get the chance to ability block. Then you worry about her passive, getting a little bit more damage, and you're just going to keep that right at level 3, where you get the 10%. That is a good solid increase. Then you go through, you have everything all set, and then you start maxing out. Boom, boom, boom. And then she's a complete character. But you're going to be reaping all of the benefits of her move kit by taking everything up to level 3, essentially, before you start sinking the heavy blue scrolls into her. So YouTube, that's what I got for Kaira. She's not a very complicated character. You want her to deal damage and you want her to go fast. Now, if somebody else is having a lot of success with their Kaira, please let me know how they're doing it. Are you using the speed mods? Are you using the speed runes? In the demon comp I'm running, have found damage to be more beneficial to her than the speed. If somebody else has found something different, please let me know. Again, if you're not part of the XMG family, hit that subscribe button, join the family. Turn on the notification bell, all that other garbage that goes with that. Go ahead and do it. I did start up the Discord server, had a whole bunch of people join, so that is awesome. It's the easiest way to get in touch with me, but the link is in the description below. I love everybody. Seahawks won. Good game for us. I'll talk to you in the next one. I love y'all. I'm out.